Hi, this is Caroline again. Now we're going to be making a craft that's truly for the birds. Now this one I bet you've seen before, but I'm just going to show you step by step how to do it. And we're going to be making this fun bird feeder for the birds. So what are you going to need? Well, you are going to need either a small or a tall tube. Doesn't matter which one. This is actually the same tubes. I just cut this one in half. You're going to need some bamboo skewers. I got these at the dollar store, so super cheap. I use them for a bunch of stuff, but for this craft, it's going to be our perches. You also need some peanut butter. Now, I always like to get the natural, I'm trying to hide the name, natural peanut butter, so everybody's nice and healthy that eats it. You're going to need some nice bird seed. Not going to show you the brand name, but yummy bird seed. And you're going to need a paper plate, a nice sharp pair of scissors, or a screwdriver or something that has a sharp point. An old ice pick I used to use, but these work as well. Maybe make sure the kids don't do this part when we get to it. And lastly, an old shoebox, just to make cleanup easier. So the first thing you're going to do is if you have the big tube, you're going to cut it in half. Then you're going to take your very, very sharp scissors and you're going to make 4 holes on the bottom. So you're going to make 2 that are sort of parallel to each other. You don't want them to be really big though, because you want the skewer to fit through but not like fall out. Sometimes I use my fingers and kind of give it a little more stability. Then I will do the same. I'll do it a little bit above, going really slow so I don't stab myself, because you don't want to do that. And then a little bit above over here. So we end up with 4 holes. 2 are here, and then 2 are here. I'm also going to do 2 holes at the top to hang our string on, because we need to be able to hang these things. If we keep them on the ground, the only people who are going to eat them is the squirrels. This one's a little tough, so sometimes it helps to kind of be a little strong. I'm not really strong, but I got all my holes cut. Next thing you want to do is take your peanut butter and your paper plate and a good spreading knife. Now this is an actual, like for frosting or other things, but a plain knife is fine, just as long as it's a good spreading knife. So you're going to take your peanut butter, and I like to put my fingers inside the tube so it gives me something to hold, but you don't have to. You can do it however. You're going to take your peanut butter and you're going to spread it all over, because you want a nice, not super thick, but you want a good, nice layer of peanut butter. Plus, if you get a little extra on you, you can eat it. Good. So this is my friend Kaden. Say hi, Kaden.
Hi.
And Kaden is helping me spread peanut butter on our bird feeder for the birds. Why are we making bird feeder?
Because the birds are coming.
And what are we going to feed them with?
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter. What else are we going to feed them?
I don't know.
Are we going to put bird seed on the peanut butter?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we'll hang it outside for the birds? Okay, so once you've covered your toilet paper tube in peanut butter, we're going to move to the next step. Now, let's say you don't have toilet paper tube or a paper towel tube, or you want to use something that's more ecologically friendly. You can use an apple, cover it in peanut butter, use a pine cone. Lots of things you can find in nature you can use for this. But if you don't have any pine cones, because it's maybe spring and the pine cones haven't fallen, or you haven't gotten a really good apple in a while, paper towel tubes work just as well, and they're lots of fun. And they're easy to find because everybody has them. So after I'm done that, the reason I have this box is because I don't like mess. And this can be very messy. So what I did is, if you'll notice, is I put a pile of bird seed in the bottom of my box. You see that? Then I'm going to lay it and kind of smush it around so there's a nice pile of it. I'm going to, and you might want to come over here so you can see better. Come, join me, people. I'm going to lay my paper towel tube into the peanut butter, and then I'm going to take my bird seed, and this is the lot of fun part the kids like to do. And I'm going to sprinkle bird seed on top. And the reason I do it in the box is because that way a lot of the mess stays in the box. And then when I'm done, I can go ahead and dump the box outside for some squirrel seed. So I'm going to take it and sprinkle it on top. And then I'm going to turn it to try and get all the areas I didn't get. And if I want, I can even use the bird seed inside the box and just pick it up. Now this bird seed has peanuts in it already, so it's an extra special treat because it's got 2 layers of peanuts, peanut butter and peanuts. But any bird seed will work.
Are they going to taste the butter too?
Yep, the peanut butter's good for them
Oh.
because it's made out of like a seed. Peanuts are kind of like a seed. I think they're actually a legume.
Wait, I have some of them.
This bird seed also has like no waste, so it gets like all the shells and stuff out. But any bird seed will work. And sometimes if I'm bored, I'll even just dump it on top because it's fun. So I want to make sure I cover all the areas with peanut butter and make sure my bird seed doesn't fall all over the floor. And cover it with all the areas that have any peanut butter. And keep making sure it's completely covered. Because I want to have lots of bird seed for our bird friends. So then I'm going to just shake off some of the extra and put it on my extra paper plate. Then pick up some of the extra that fell out of the box, because it always does. Put it back in, get rid of the box. Next step is I'm going to take my bamboo skewers. Now the bamboo skewers I have are a little long, and that would end up with a really wide perch for the birds to sit on, which is fine, but they don't really need this big of a perch. So what I like to do is I do like to trim mine down just a little so that the perch is a good size to go with the bird feeder. This is not a required step. It's just a step I do. Plus then you end up with tiny little sticks, which you can use for something else if you want. Now my scissors are good at cutting this. Some scissors are not. So, you know, you can even use a set of pliers or something else to cut it. Now, this is the tricky part. Let me move my peanut butter fork or knife. You gotta look inside for the holes you made to tell which holes are where. So I like to turn it over and then I can kind of see that this is the bottom. So I try and line it up so the point of the skewer goes through the hole and then line it up with the hole across from it. And that's one perch. Then I do the same with the other, looking on the inside. Now this might be one of those steps that would be good for mom and dad to help with instead of the kid, just to make sure they get through. There's my second perch. Now I'll take a length of string. I'm just using twine. Cut off a piece, doesn't matter the amount, just enough to help it hang. And this time I'll use an additional skewer to help me find the holes for my string and make sure they're big enough to fit the string through. I thought I just saw the hole, and I did. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of spin it around to make the hole a little bit bigger. And then I'm gonna stick my twine through, like so, pull it through. Find the same one on the other side. It's hiding right now. Is that it? Nope. There we go, found it. Make sure that hole's big enough. Stick my twine through on the other side. And yes, you will get peanut butter and birdseed on your hands. That's just part of the fun. Pull the twine through. Bring them up. And then make a knot at the top with your peanut butter birdseed covered fingers. And there you go. Something wonderful that your bird friends will love. Thanks for crafting with us.